This house sold for about $400,000 in Wauwatosa. This one also sold for about $400,000 in Pewaukee. And this one sold for about $400,000 in Hales Corners. Today, I'm going to show you 3 real homes that recently sold around the Milwaukee area, and you might be surprised how different they are depending on where you buy. Let's walk through this together. What's up, guys? I'm Rozek with eXp Realty here in the Milwaukee area. One of the most common questions buyers ask is what their budget actually gets them. So today I'm going to walk through 3 real homes that recently sold for right around $400,000. That way you can see how different that price point can look depending on the location. Let's start out in Pewaukee. This home sold for about $405,000. It's a 3-bedroom, 1.5 bath tri-level with about 1,600 square feet. One thing buyers tend to like about tri-level homes is the layout. You get multiple living spaces without needing a much larger footprint. This one also sits on just under 1/3 of an acre, which gives you a lot more yard space than you typically see closer to the city. And it's also just a couple miles from Pewaukee Lake and downtown Pewaukee, which has some great restaurants, lake access, and a really nice walkable downtown area. Next up is the home in Wauwatosa that sold for just over $400,000. This one is a 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom brick ranch with just over 1,600 square feet. Homes like this are really common in established suburbs like Wauwatosa, where many of the houses were built in the 1950s and 1960s. Inside, this one also has vaulted ceilings and a gas fireplace in the living room, which really helps the space feel open and bright. What buyers often love about neighborhoods like this are the mature trees, the quiet streets, and the fact that you're still only about 15 minutes from downtown Milwaukee. Now here's a really interesting example. This home in Hales Corners sold right around $400,000. But this one is really different because it sits on nearly a full acre of land. It's a 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom Cape Cod with just under 1,900 square feet. The kitchen has been updated with newer cabinets and stainless steel appliances, and the layout includes both a living room and a family room. It also has both an attached garage and a detached garage, which is great if you need extra storage or workspace. But the biggest difference here is the land. Nearly a full acre is something you rarely see closer to Milwaukee at this price point. So here's the big takeaway. All 3 of these homes sold for roughly the same price, but one gives you proximity to Milwaukee, one gives you that classic suburban neighborhood, and one gives you nearly a full acre of land. That's why when buyers tell me their budget, the next thing we usually talk about is what matters most to them: location, land, or layout. Because once you understand those priorities, it becomes much easier to focus on the search. So, if you're thinking about buying in the Milwaukee area and you want help figuring out what your budget might realistically get you, what areas fit you best, feel free to reach out. I'm always happy to help walk through your options. Thank you for watching, and as always, make sure whatever move you make next, it's a smart one. I'll see you next week.